Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, the 2020 election should have really been an inflection point. At least in my opinion, it should have been a moment where people woke up and smelled the coffee. That especially applies to black voters. I mean, speaking of inflection moments, when Joe Biden infamously said this,
"You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black."
in a sane world, you would expect that to matter. Well, at the time, it didn't really make too much of a difference, but it seems as though it's slowly having a residual effect. You know, it's certainly having an effect with Charlemagne.
Biden running again?
Joe Biden, man, Biden. Listen, when you start your video off saying whatever, you put out your statement and it says, you're in condition to run.
Get out of here, bro.
But in moments like these, you need patience. The whole world isn't going to change overnight. It takes generations, sometimes it takes over 100 years to see real significant change. And I truly believe that while we haven't seen it just yet, we are seeing it slowly materialize. That Joe Biden moment was crucial. He said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Well, if you're going to say something like that, if you're going to imply that based on your skin color, you must vote this specific political party, you better be producing results. You stuck that in people's minds that they have to vote Democrat if their skin pigmentation is a particular shade. And now I think a lot of people are sitting back asking themselves, why? Why do I have to vote Democrat? And where are the incredible results that I'm supposed to be seeing for me and my people? Well, that's the question that's going to start it all. That's the catalyst in this cultural shift equation. And it's happening, folks. Trust me, it's happening. And here's yet again another great example. As Hollywood rapper Ice Cube just publicly went on the record asking the exact same question. Why would we continue supporting Democrats if nothing is changing? Let's take a look at this viral clip and of course let's have a conversation. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so take a look at this headline from the Gateway Pundit. Hollywood rapper Ice Cube suggests black Americans should ditch the Democrat Party if nothing changes. Here he is on the Full Send podcast.
One more thing I wanted to ask about was like in the 2020 when you kind of supported Trump and stuff like that. What did you think about, like, because you're Hollywood, you know, there's a lot of like propaganda and stuff like that. What was that like getting flack for that?
I mean, I never supported Trump or Biden. I never asked to speak to the Republicans or the Democrats. I created a document called The Contract with Black America that spelled out a lot of different issues that we believe were the reason why it was so much unrest after George Floyd was killed. And I released the document and everybody wanted to talk to me. The Republicans asked to talk to me and the Democrats. I went to talk to both of them about the contract. The Republicans asked, could they implement some things from the contract into their proposal? And I said the document was open for anybody to use in any way they desired. So if they just want to use it as educational purposes, they could. They wanted to add more, paragraphs or more ideas to it, they could. They wanted to use it to get a law change, they could. So I didn't mind them using it. I met with the Democrats. The Democrats said, we like 90% of what's in there, and we'll talk to you after the election about it.
There's like a stigma amongst like the African American community to like Republicans and stuff like that.
I don't know what's going on in the African American community when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Like, black people have supported Democrats, overwhelmingly for 50, 60 years. And nothing has changed. So something's got to change.
Now, firstly, I have to give credit to the Nelk boys or the guys at Full Send. You know, you really wouldn't expect that they have this kind of like frat bro thing going on, but they're having really important conversations, tackling some seriously important topics. I mean, you just gotta give them credit, and once again, we get another great clip from Full Send. And Ice Cube's description of events there reinforces the points that we've been making. Democrats don't actually care about black people. They don't care about communities in need. They're simply politically opportunistic, focused on image and branding ahead of actual policy. We see the same thing over and over again. It's a repeating cycle. Democrats will take advantage of sensitive topics like the death of George Floyd. They'll play into the activist base, using rhetoric and showing up at protests, essentially genuflecting to the cause. But when it comes to implementing policies, they're nowhere to be seen. Tim Scott proposed a police reform bill and gave Democrats unlimited amendments. They could do whatever they wanted with the bill and present it to the floor. They didn't even participate because they didn't want to give Republicans a PR win ahead of the election cycle. The same thing here. Ice Cube put together a list of issues that the black community was facing. They took the call and essentially told him now's not the right time and never called back. Meanwhile, Donald Trump and Republicans actually came to the table and delivered a plan, the Platinum Plan for Black Americans. You guys remember that? And this plan wasn't promising free handouts, more welfare and entitlements. The plan was proposing business development investments to create actual opportunity, targeting communities that need it, building from the ground up. But supposedly the narrative is that Democrats are the ones that care and Donald Trump is the evil, terrible racist. Even though Donald Trump was the only one willing to actually do something, to mobilize plans and strategies. It's been almost 2.5 years of the Biden administration, and we've seen nothing. He said, vote for me or you ain't black. He got the votes and then immediately forgot about you 24 hours after the inauguration. Surely people must be waking up to this reality. All these Democrat promises are generally empty, and usually very suspicious in terms of the timing, all electoral strategy, and no actual substance to any of it. In fact, I'd argue probably the most insulting part is that most of the Democrat rhetoric when it comes to sensitive race issues isn't even really targeted towards black folk. I mean, surprise, surprise, the majority of the country is white, and with black voters voting at 90% for Democrats without change for decades, it's not like they really need a policy and performance track record, actual tangible results. They're not actually trying to convince black voters to vote for them. They already expect that to be in the bag. Their rhetoric is targeted towards white Americans. That's why they focus on activist narratives and grievance politics. They're more focused on white guilt and white savior complex than the well-being of minority voters. It's about making Democrat Karens feel like they're part of some social movement. It's empty, it's manipulative, and my hope is that people are waking up. My hope is that after Joe Biden said, you either vote for me or you ain't black, that people start to ask the exact same question that Ice Cube is posing here publicly. Why should we vote for the Democrat Party if after all of this time, nothing changes? A question like that entering the subconscious can do a whole lot of work as it spreads. It just takes some time. Hopefully we're seeing that slow movement take effect. I'm not exactly convinced just yet. The cultural brainwash is so deeply established, but really the general question is, how has it not happened yet? At some point, people got to realize that Democrats are full of it. Maybe. We'll see. That's what I got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Of course, you know that we'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.